Hi everyone, welcome back to Chop's Garage. So we've got another subscriber buy-in. A Vauxhall Antara, not had one of these. Nice looking car. The main thing I think they're going for this car is auto box. We've got the 2.2 diesel in it, 98,000 miles. Good level of history. Car is in really nice condition, as always with our subscribers. Exactly as described. Excuse the truck. It was driven 4 hours to me. I've taken it for a test drive. Drives fine. Needs some front tyres. And I think it needs its tracking doing. It's pulling to the left slightly. But yeah, nice car. It's good spec. We've got a leather interior, heated seats, sat nav, Bluetooth. It's a nice car. All round electric windows, electric mirrors. Now, not to go into too much detail with this one. Thanks to the subscriber. I didn't have a discussion with them about it. It's okay to talk on camera about things. We have got this in unfortunate circumstances. It's not one I'm looking really to make any money out of. I wouldn't feel comfortable in the circumstances, which is worked out quite well because a friend really needs a car for his partner. They've just had a child and they needed something bigger and safer, and she needed automatic. So he has a business, so I can sell it to him business to business. He's had cars off me before, as is, business to business. He knows the score with it. So really I can just give it a good new home and help someone out. And I think, to be honest, in the circumstances that I've got the vehicle, I feel a bit more comfortable that way than sort of the normal do it all up and retail it for the profit side of things. So yeah, as always, massive thanks for offering me your vehicles. Really appreciated. Thanks to our subscriber for bringing it all the way down here. Had to leave it because there was miscommunication and I was away when the car was dropped off and it was left outside the front. So that shows how much I'm trusted, I guess, for me to do a bank transfer when I came back. But I was pretty confident the car would be as it was described to me, because as it normally is with our subscribers. So yeah, should be going straight back out this afternoon, that one. I just had delivery. Shout out to our subscriber David, who decided that after my calls to stop sending me biscuits and chocolate, he would instead send me out some protein powder and a shaker. So thanks for that, David. Luckily, he seems to have chosen our lactose-free one, because one of my problems when I did do strongman was that I couldn't actually have protein powders. They didn't agree with me at all, so I had to eat whole foods. Hence my healthy appetite. Thanks for that, David. Much appreciated. So I finished listing the Qashqai last night when I got home. It's now 3 o'clock the following day. It's sold straight away. Oh, and I have had another arrival, a second Polo. You can just spot it out there. I'm not going out in the rain. We'll have a look in a bit. We've got a second Polo, a 1.2 on a 2011 in gunmetal grey, 5-door this one. So that ticks all the boxes. Gunmetal grey, 5-door, 1.2, mileage 58k. Really good condition, nearly retail ready. Just needs the lights of prep. So we'll have a look at that when the rain stops for a bit. While this has been going on, I had a call from the customer that had the Mitsubishi ASX. And now I don't know if you remember, but he had a claim at the same time as the people had the Volvo in for the drive shafts that I've dropped back to them now. Now, Mr. Steve over at Torrington quite rightly could only get a price for a drive shaft for £800. A rear drive shaft, £800. So I've done my research and people are telling me the only ones they can get are genuine at £800 as well. There's lots of places online saying they've got them. When it actually comes down to ordering it, and specifically the near side rear, lots of right hand ones about, you can't get them. And the claim went in for, I think, for the £800 odd for the drive shaft plus that, plus £200 labour, and it's been declined by warranty wise, because what they're saying is the ABS ring that has rusted away, has rusted due to age, and that's fair wear and tear for the age of the vehicle. So, big bill. Now, I think it's more a case of it's a big bill, to be fair. Now, what I find with the warranty company is it's all about how you approach it. You've got to be sensible with it. So what I did is I did a bit of research and I found a good used drive shaft, because it is a used vehicle after all. I found a good used drive shaft online for just £85. It's for that exact model. It's the exact drive shaft. I believe the ring is on the end. I asked my guys to check, is there a separate ring you can order? And they said it wasn't listed online as being separate. So I've ordered the whole drive shaft, and I have booked them in with Moores and here, so they can give them a loan car, and I'm going to have the drive shaft here waiting. Moores are going to check whether they can just put an ABS ring on, but if not, they'll put the whole drive shaft in. The thing is, by the time they're faffed around trying to put a ring on, if this replacement drive shaft comes with the ring on already, it makes sense for them just to swap it out. Now obviously you could say that the warranty company's declined it because of the age of the vehicle, and it is a 2012 vehicle with 80,000 miles on. Chap's had it for a couple of months, and the ring was obviously working when it went out because the ABS lights weren't on and everything was working okay. It's a difficult one. It's a really difficult one. I know a lot of companies out there potentially would say, well, there you go. And the law does allow for wear and tear, for age of the vehicle. At the end of the day, you can't restore these cars completely. If you restored them to brand new, people would never pay you the price from. There's a reason that the cars brand new are 25 grand and 20 grand, and when they're used, they're 4 or 5 grand. There's a reason. That's because there's a compromise to be had. You're buying a used vehicle. So, and the fault didn't exist when the vehicle went out. I mean, obviously the ABS ring would have been rusty when it went out. It wouldn't have just happened overnight, but the fault didn't exist when the vehicle went out. There's a couple of months of driving without it. But the reason my cars sell quickly is so many people say is they read my reviews. Now, this customer hasn't given me a review yet. Customer with the Volvo hasn't given me a review yet. So I will be chasing him up in the hopes he can, because I'd rather have a review that says I had a problem with the vehicle and it was fixed than just a review that says James was a really nice guy when I went to buy my car. I think most people want to know, how's he going to look after me if there's a problem afterwards? So I'd almost rather have reviews where there'd been a problem and it'd been resolved than just a flat, you know, I was a nice guy when I came to pick up my car. So, and also, you know, just personally, my gut instinct is I should be helping this guy. So if I can get a drive shaft put on it, maybe we'll come to a compromise. Maybe he'll contribute something towards it. But if the guys can put it in, I wouldn't have thought a drive shaft's going to take more than a couple of hours to put in, is it? There'll be a bit of drive shaft fluid to put in, and gearbox transmission fluid. I mean, obviously it's a rear drive shaft on a four-wheel drive, so I don't know how much more complicated that is than just a standard front-wheel drive one. But normally it's a case of, you know, get everything off and then just dap the drive shaft out. So we could be in it for maybe just a couple £100, £250. And if he maybe contributes £100 towards it, something like that, I think I'd be happy with that. Hopefully he'd be happy with that. We'll see. We'll see what happens with it. But that's the, yeah. So again, just covering the bases with you guys, just making you clear. Those of you who are getting into the industry, those of you who are looking to trade and do more than just trade off of your driveway, where you can get away with selling 5 or 6 or probably even 10 cars a year and having no comeback. When it starts to be a full-time job and you're trading full-time, even putting the third-party warranties on, you have to factor in that there may be costs involved. So on the Volvo one, I wasn't completely covered. I paid for one of the drive shafts. The warranty company paid for the other one because the other one wasn't completely worn out. So it had a cost to me. On this ASX, looks like it's going to have a cost to me. So the question might be, why pay for warranties if you're going to get the work done anyway? There are loads of other jobs that have been done by warranty-wise, without question, for customers that are much further away from me that wouldn't have wanted to bring their vehicles back here. So for the hassle, overall, I still think I might only be breaking even. I might not be up. I might be even slightly down. But overall, for my customers, offering those third-party warranties is the best thing. Anyway, I'm putting off having to clean these carpets. Now, I know I'm selling it trade, but I kept walking by it and those grey plastics were doing my nut in, so I gave them a treatment to get them to go back to more of a black. I don't think it's supposed to be completely black, it's supposed to be more of a dark grey. And then I looked at the bodywork and thought, it will only take me 5 minutes to give it a waterless wax on it. And then I looked at the tyres and thought, they look a bit grey. So it's had a quick waterless wax, it's had the plastics treated, it's had the wheels cleaned as well, because I thought, I might as well clean the wheels. And then tyre treatment on it. So yeah, I'm not supposed to touch them for the money I make trading them out, but it was just bothering me. So I've been and picked up the Corsa that I sent down to Mount for paint that Adrian took down the other day. Remember this door was all dinged in? Look at this. Absolutely bang on. He went in, blended into the wing, I'm presuming. He's blended into the wing and he's done that front corner. I was just going to touch that front corner, but it looks like he's painted it. Beautiful job. You really, I mean, silver is hard, guys. You've seen me try silver before with rattle cans, and to get the blend on silver is really hard, but I know exactly where the paint was done and I can't tell. Even this swage line here, where it was dented in, the swage line is absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. So, I mean, obviously, I didn't go as full on. Malk could have done all kinds of stuff to it. I asked him just to do that and blend into this wing. I actually, like I said, didn't actually ask for the front corner to be done. I think, but he has, because I was just going to touch that, but he's done it for me. But to be fair, now he has. I'm really pleased because it's. I didn't ask him to take every ding and dent out because obviously this is at the end of the day a 2011 Corsa, so we can't go too crazy with it. But bang on. And now he's done that with the machine polish on the rest of the car. This is going to be one tidy little Corsa. Remember, it's only done 58,000 miles, I think, 56,000 miles on a 2011 1.4 petrol. And it's the SE, so it's got the heated seats, heated steering wheel, Bluetooth, aircon. Now I'm going to probably prioritise getting this one ready after I've got the little Peugeot ready, little black Peugeot I'm doing, because although I've got the Polos which are popular locally, I haven't got anything sub 5 grand at the moment. So I think this, a small sub 5 grand car, will be worth getting ready. So we'll get this all cleaned and tidied up. I think it needs a buff of the headlights and then just a buff of the body. Interior's in good nick, should clean up quite nicely, and we'll get this up for sale because I think this one's going to be 3,995 if I recall correctly, something like that. So yeah, we'll get onto that. But yeah, nice work. I'll put a link down to Mount below. I don't know what social media and Facebook and that he's got actually, but I'll try and find it for you. Now the reason I picked it up myself is because I dropped him off the Fabia estate that's been sitting for ages. So if you remember, we had that Fabia estate on a 2012 that only had 50,000 miles on, but the reason that I prioritise that again is that's an automatic. So 50,000 mile automatic with the 1.2 TSI. Very impressed having driven that around. That little 1.2 TSI mated to that automatic gearbox, which I think is 7-speed, is a really good combo. It goes really well. The gear changes are really smooth. Never feels like it's in the wrong gear. I can see why those hold a premium. So again, that is a good car to prioritise because we know small automatics are really in demand at the moment, and being the estate Fabia, it kind of hits, it's not too big, so it hits the buttons for everyone, that one. So that's off getting painted, so we'll crack on, get the little Peugeot done, 208, then get the Corsa cleaned up, and then hop on the two Polos, which shouldn't take too long. But as I've said before, to do a proper retail valet on a car and photo shoot and video can take an entire day, and that's forgetting that interruptions and other bits and bobs that need to be done. We've got someone coming to see the BMW tomorrow, seems very keen, so fingers crossed on that one. Spoke to the mechanics about the Clio. They reckon because it's been run absolutely dry on fuel, that's probably why it's thrown a code for a oxygen sensor. So they said fill it up, take it for a run, clear the code, try it again. So I think it does make sense, that, to be fair. Anyway, so Peugeot, where I am with that so far, I've done the full valet of the interior. That's come up really nicely. All the door shuts have been done, all the door cards. So I've got to clean the carpets, which are in pretty bad state. Sorry, the mats. The carpets themselves are really good, but the mats have got a lot of dirt in them. It's quite a thick pile, so I think it's going to take me a while to get that out, and then we're going to machine polish the outside and then get a photo shoot done on that. Now, it was missing 2 parking sensors when it came in, wasn't it? For the moment, I've just put 2 little plugs in there just to tidy it up for the photo shoot. Ordered up the new parking sensors, but I just wanted something that meant I didn't have 2 big holes in there for the photo shoot. Now, just remembered I promised to show you the other Polo I bought. It was raining when it first came in, so we didn't get a chance to have a look around it. So we've got a 2011 1.2 petrol, so this will be the 3-cylinder. The mileage is low on this, I think it's around 58. I will hop in and check it in a second. Now, I was told condition-wise, again, that I bought this car blind, I was told condition-wise it just needed a machine polish and it would be ready for retail. So looking down the side here, I can't see anything at all that won't just be a polish up. Obviously it's more of a base model, this one, because we haven't got colour coded wing mirrors, we haven't got colour coded door handles, we haven't got remote central lock-in, and we haven't got lower fog lights, so it's more of a base model than the match one we've got over there. But looking down there, I can't see any paintwork that's needed there at all. Paint's really good here. Headlights need a good polish, but again, no paint down this side. Some light scratches that no, that's just dirt actually, so that'll come up nicely. Need to get the wheel trims off and paint up the steels behind. I don't like it when they've got their surface rust on them, so they need stone chipping. Bodywork though, I think is absolutely bang on. I don't think I need to do anything to it. I think literally that's going to be a quick polish up, so that's nice. Obviously, you know, it'd be nice if it was higher spec, but it's a Polo at the end of the day. It'll find a home if the price is right. Oh, let's have a look. So what we've got: electric front windows, manual rear windows, 58,000 miles, so I was right on that, so nice low mileage. Have we got history in here? Let's have a quick look. We've got all the folders, which is nice. Service schedule. What have we got service wise? I know I've got a lot of receipts inside for this as well, so if there are missing ones, we may well find something in there, and we may find some other stuff that's been done to it. So we've got services at 13, 14, 15. Excuse the camera work. If you watch the channel regularly, you'll know that's the score by now, won't you guys? 16, 17, 18, 20, 21. So we haven't had a 22 yet, so pretty much full service history. So we'll do a service on it. Anything interesting in the services? Front discs and pads a couple of years ago. West Cross Garage is a local garage. Barnstable before that. So it stayed local all of its life. We've got all the handbooks. So I guess the question is, have we got any timing chain rattle when we start it? What have we got on the stereo here? We just got a normal, oh, it's media, so there's an auxiliary input down there, so you can put your phone through the sound system. No Bluetooth by the looks of it, so we'll probably put one of the little plug-in ones in. I like to do that if we sell something without Bluetooth, because I think everybody uses their phone, and I'd rather it went out with something, so they're going to use their phone safely. No, I wouldn't say there's any timing chain rattle. I mean, it has been sitting for about 4 or 5 days, so it sounded like the tensioner was just obviously powering up, because they can lose a bit of pressure when they sit over time. But I certainly wouldn't say there's any timing chain rattle. Let's just try that again. No, that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, it looks like, you know, engine wise it's all right. It's got that thrummy little 3-cylinderness to it. Should we check the fluids quickly before I start doing any more? Oil level looks a little on the low side actually. It's getting to the bottom of the section there, so we're about 750 mil low, so I'll need to top that back up and take it for a good test drive. Just make sure that that isn't burning oil too quickly like our previous experience with the 1.2. We should be able to tell pretty quickly if it is, so we'll top it back up and take it for a run. Obviously I've just started up and it's been sitting for a little while, so some of it will drain back down again, so maybe it's probably about 500 mil off, maybe I'd say. So we'll double check that, but these little 3 cylinders are going to start to use some oil as they get older, aren't they? I would have thought. We just need to make sure it's not excessive like that other one. Right, so far it's looking okay. Let's take it for a little car park spin and check the gearbox and clutch are okay. So reverse, where's the clutch? That clutch is fine. It's about midway, I'm happy with that. So we're going to do a quick just round the car park and see if it goes into the gears okay. if it brakes okay, if there's any knocks and bangs from the suspension. Yes, I haven't got my seatbelt on. Oh, brakes are bang on. Whoa, I nearly went through the windscreen. They're okay. Yeah. No problem with the brakes. Up into second gear, fine. So we can get up into third gear. Yeah, gearbox is fine. Well, at least in those first few gears it's fine. Obviously we'll do our traditional run home and back because I want to check that oil level side of things, don't I? Yeah, and the suspension seems good. It's absorbing all the bumps around here okay. Park it up before it has a paddy about me not having my seatbelt on. Engine's idling nicely. Seems okay. Basic little clean up. Seems like it could be a good retailer. Yeah, so initial signs are good. Polo this age and this miles, probably a 5 grander, isn't it? I'd have thought. I'll double check exactly what the numbers are. So yeah, just another one in the queue to get cleaned up. Obviously, like I say, it will go down to Moore's, get a new MOT. I can't remember what the MOT was on it. I haven't checked it. It will get a service, but beforehand I'll do a basic top up of that oil, take it for a good run, and double check whether it is using it or not. Well, the 208's had its full machine polish and valet and is looking absolutely immaculate. Having gone over the whole thing now, I can say it is immaculate. There's not really any mark at all to note. All the alloys are in perfect condition. There's no curbing on them. The paintwork is bang on. There's no dings or dents that I've been able to spot on black. Will certainly throw those out at you straight away. You can't get away with it on black. But it's only done 28,000 miles, hasn't it? So I did double check the mileage. It's only 28,000 on this. It's obviously been well cared for. So we'll do a walk around video on it, done a big photo shoot on it, get it up for sale. Well, I managed to get the Corsa finished just before the sun went down, got some photos. I haven't had my walk around video done. I might try and squeeze that in now if I think the light's good enough. I've just found one problem valeting it. I've machine polished the whole thing. I wasn't going to, but then because Malcolm did such a nice job on the door over this side, I started looking around the rest of the car and thought, well, I've got an opportunity here to make it look absolutely immaculate. As you can see in this video, on camera things normally look worse. Well, you can see how fantastic this looks on camera. It absolutely pops, and the thing is looking absolutely mint. And I've been saying about all my cars recently, haven't I? But I do seem to have been, well, I'm not lucky. I put a lot of effort in, machine polishing them, getting the paint done. That's why they're all coming out spot on. But I have to say, all my cars that I've got in stock now, that cash car obviously sold with the dings in it, but the rest of the stock is like absolutely immaculate. Anyway, what did I find? I found that the rear seats won't go back. This is doing nothing. I can only assume the cables are broken, but it seems to be on both sides, which is unusual. Unless I'm doing something stupid, they won't go back into the more reclined position. They're stuck in the upright position and they won't fold down, so I imagine some cables have gone. Looking online, it's quite a common thing, so that's a pain in the bum. That's going to delay the sale, but I'll get it up for sale anyway because it's got to go and get its MOT, and when it's down having its MOT, I'll try and get a kit online. I imagine there is one. It looks like the zips aren't far apart away from where that is, so it looks like access shouldn't be too hard, he says. Famous last words. Well, just a quick shout out for the home built guys. You know, everyone knows I'm a big fan of these boys and their channel, and it's growing and growing. They're having their first live question and answer session on Sunday because they've hit 3,000 subscribers. I'm going to be there. Make sure you are too. Catch you in the comments.